and welcome back to my channel. If you love all things fashion, beauty, lifestyle, New York City, hit that subscribe button. Today we have another budget video. I took you guys through my wedding budget a few videos ago. If you guys want to see that and see everything we spend, how much it costs to have our Portugal destination wedding weekend, make sure you check out that video. I'm linking it down below. But also I wanted to share with you guys our honeymoon. So we left for our honeymoon right after our wedding, which was a mistake. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Do not leave for your honeymoon right after your wedding day. We were so hungover, we literally were throwing up on the plane kind of vibe. It was not fun. Our honeymoon was in Italy. I believe it was 10 days. We went to Positano, Florence, Lake Como, and we had a half day in Milan because we flew out of there. If you want to see everything we did on the honeymoon more in detail, they're all on my TikToks. I have a vlog from every single day so you can see exactly what we did. And I do have Instagram posts listing out the itinerary if you guys want to see that. I'm linking them all below so you can see it written out. But this will just be about the cost breakdown. You'll get a relative idea of the activities we did, but this is more budget focused. Now, before we hop into the budget, I definitely want to put out some disclaimers. As with the wedding budget video, this video is meant to be educational. It is meant to help couples who are planning their honeymoon get a relative idea of what things cost. This is not meant to come off as braggy. This is not meant to come off as insensitive, but please treat our transparency with kindness and respect. In addition to that, I want you guys to know right off the bat that this is a luxury honeymoon. Italy can be done on a budget, but we splurged for our honeymoon. So if you were looking for budget travel tips, this isn't the video for you. This is not a budget trip. Very, very, very much splurging. I have my laptop here to read the budget. Let's get into it. The way we're gonna do this is we're gonna break down the cost of each location, and also we're gonna separate it by categories. So transportation, food, entertainment, all of that stuff. So we took a flight from Lisbon to Naples. And this flight was not a direct flight. We did have a layover in Madrid, which is actually where they lost our luggage because we had no luggage in Positano because of this. That did lead to some expenses that we will talk about later. Let's get back to the flights. That flight for 2 people was $674.60. So that's 2 airline tickets for that. And then once we got to Naples, we had a private car come pick us up and drive us to Positano. This private car was booked through our hotel, and we paid $190.80 to have this private driver that is inclusive of tip. Other getting to Positano, there really wasn't much transportation cost in Positano because you literally have to walk everywhere. It's just a bunch of stairs, the roads are really narrow, there's really no driving anywhere, so we were just trekking up and down stairs. The only other transportation cost we have from the Positano area was when we took a little morning trip to Capri. So the ferry from Positano to Capri was $46.30 for 2 people. And then we also took the bus on Capri Island, and that was $10. And then we took a ferry from Capri to Naples to then go to Florence, because right after our half-day trip to Capri, we went straight to Florence, and that was $42.20. I will include how much it cost to go from Naples to Florence in the Florence recap, but that was it for transportation for Positano. And that total was $963.90. Now let's do food. We got some snacks at the airport when we were traveling, which was $10.10. We had lunch at our hotel when we arrived for $46.80. We then had dinner on the first night at La Sponda, which was $213.10. This was probably the second best meal of the entire trip. It was incredible. It's at the La Serenus Hotel, and if you are in Positano, you need to go there. It is just the best. So the second day, we had lunch at our hotel. again, which was $64.80. And then dinner that night was $52.30. I can't remember, I think it was Boco de Baco is where we went. I will list the restaurant in the description. The next day we went to Capri and we had lunch in Capri for $76.30. We got some water bottles in Capri for $4. And then we had some mini bar charges for $15. I would like to point out that breakfast was free at our hotel. Total, we spent $482.30 on food in Positano. Now let's get to activities. So we actually missed the boat tour that we booked. So we were supposed to do like an 8-hour Capri boat tour. It would pick us up in Positano. We would spend like literally 8 hours on a boat pretty much. Well, it was really more like 4 hours on a boat and then 4 hours on Capri, and then it takes you home. And it takes you to sail through like the grottos and things like that. We did miss that because we overslept. We lost $343.60 because that was already paid for. We couldn't get that money back. Ended up booking a new boat tour because when you're in Positano, when you're on the Amalfi Coast, you must go on a boat. Like, you have to. That price for the new boat tour was $178.10. We went to a beach club on the first day at the main beach in Positano, and those beach chairs it was like for 2 people, was $65. If I were to plan the trip again, I think I would have splurged and went to one of the beach clubs and not have done the main beach because it just like wasn't that nice. When we were on Capri, we went to this like beautiful garden like on the cliff or something. It was like Augustus Gardens. The entrance fee for both of us was $4. Total, we spent $590.71 on activities in Positano. Now let's get to shopping. We are not big shoppers. We really don't shop on vacation, but we had to shop because we had no clothes, no underwear, no toiletries, nothing, like no swimsuits. Like we had nothing the entire duration of our time in Positano because we never got our suitcases back until we were going to Florence. Enough, this is one of our biggest expenses of the trip, and we spent $835.30 on clothes and toiletries when we were in Positano. I know you can get refunded by the airline for this kind of thing, but honestly, I am too lazy to go through the process of doing that. I'll be honest. Like, I am terrible at making returns, at filling out paperwork, and this is one of those situations. So we took a loss with that, but at least we did get some really cute stuff. Like Asher got a really nice linen shirt, like I got some nice sandals, and I got some cute bikinis and cute clothes. Now I have these clothes that I have some kind of memory attached to. Next, we have the hotel costs. We stayed at Hotel Poseidon and it was lovely. Truly such a beautiful property, a beautiful room. We did have a suite at this hotel that had a balcony. It was just absolutely incredible. But yeah, we're currently on the top level, so not where you like would come in from. But let me start from I'll start from the bathroom actually. Okay, let me turn on the light. Okay, so this is our bathroom area. Very cute. Shower. Then we have closets on each side, which we have no luggage to unpack to do that. And then this is the bedroom area. It's already a mess for us. So it's like this little loft bed, and then a balcony, and it kind of just like looks over Positano. Look at that view when it comes into focus. Isn't that stunning? There's Asher down there. Hi, Ashy.
Hi.
And then, yeah, so you can see the living room from up here. This little chair, all of that. Woo! And let's go downstairs because that is where we are now going. So we're about to leave. You walk down this spiral staircase, which is really, really cute, but sometimes I get scared because I'm clumsy that I'm gonna fall down. I am just a mess. So some flowers, and then this is the main like living space. There's like a little, this is the corridor where the main entrance to the hotel room is. I don't know what this is actually. Oh, there's another bathroom in here. Very fun. Yeah, there's another bathroom in here, which I didn't even know. And then you go out to this like gorgeous like little area, seating area. It's a whole desk and everything. Mini bars back there. Again, Asher. And then we have this brilliant balcony, guys. Like, look at her. Look at that view. It was rainy this morning, so it was very cloudy. So this is like honestly one of the first times I'm seeing it like nice and like beautiful and like wow. To stay 3 nights at Hotel Poseidon in a suite was $1,115 a night. So total we spent $3,347.07 on the hotel. Our total budget for Positano for 3 days was $6,219.90. Starting off with transportation once again. Okay, so once we arrived off the ferry from Capri to Naples, we then took a cab from the Naples ferry station to the airport to go pick up our luggage, and then from the airport to the Naples train station. I do not have the cost of this because we paid cash for it. This was to pick up our luggage and stuff like that, so I'm sorry that this part is missing. I can't imagine that it's more than like 20 to 40 euros for those cabs. It's probably a lot less than that actually. But again, you will have the relative idea of what this costs. So like that's a small expense. So I don't have that, so I'm not gonna include that in this budget. But I will include obviously the train ride from Naples to Florence. So we actually booked a train from Naples to Florence ahead of time, and we missed our train time because we had to change around our itinerary to fit in Capri, because we were supposed to go to Capri on that 8-hour boat tour the day before, but then we only ended up spending like a few hours there on the 3rd day taking the ferry. It was like a completely different itinerary than what we had originally planned. And because we missed that one boat tour, it kind of like trickled down to like us missing our train to Florence. So we lost $142 on train tickets, and we had to buy new ones at the train station the day of. And the cost of the train tickets day of from Naples to Florence was $272.90. We did go business class, and it was super comfy. Once we arrived in Florence, we took a taxi to the hotel for $20, and then we literally did not have any other transportation costs for the rest of the trip because we were staying pretty centrally located and walked around Florence for everything that we were doing. The only other cost from Florence is getting from Florence to Milan, which I'll cover in the Milan section because that's really more of a Milan expense. That is it for transportation cost in Florence, and that is $434.90 total. Now for hotel. Here is a quick little tour. We didn't do a suite for this one, but yeah, just like closets in the front. Nice double sink bathroom. Little area. Bed. And then there's a little balcony view. Okay, let me see if I can get this. There we go. I'm not opening it, but you get the vibe. There's a balcony here. So we stayed at the Gallery Art Hotel for $425 a night. We had 3 nights there, and it came out to $1,275.90. Now for shopping. Again, Asher and I are not big shoppers, so our only shopping expense in Florence was I went to the pharmacy and picked up something for $23.10. And Asher didn't pack enough underwear, so we spent $30.10 at H&M for underwear for him. So our shopping expense for Florence was $53.10. Now let's do food. I actually had a really tough time eating in Italy with a nut allergy, especially in Florence because of the frequent use of peanut oil. I actually was not allowed to eat any pizza in Italy because every single chef would tell me that there's too high of a risk of cross-contamination due to like specialty sauces and stuff like that, specialty doughs and whatever. And the thing about Europe that's so surprising is that I feel like in the US, like if you say you have an allergy, they'll be like, okay, like we'll make something separately for you or whatever. Or like not separately, like something off the menu, but like they would like go to a separate station or like wipe down the station and be like, okay, this is our allergen station or whatever. But in Europe, like they will literally refuse to serve you. Like we had waiters come over and be like, yeah, the chef is not going to serve you, you guys need to leave. But I totally get it, it's a huge liability, the struggle of having a nut allergy. Anyways, now to the food. Dinner the first night when we arrived off the train was $34.10. Next day, we took a cooking class. We ate at the cooking class, which will be under the activities cost, but I did stop by a cafe and we got like a coffee and like some orange juice or something, and that was $6.90. Dinner that night was $43.20. The next day we grabbed water somewhere for $1.50, and we had lunch for $50.70, and then the final dinner in Florence, which is like our main dinner at Osteria della Trepanche, was $55.70. Total, we spent $192.10 on food in Florence. I feel like a big reason a lot of our food expenses are so low is because Asher and I usually don't drink. Like, we do not like having wine with dinner, having drinks with dinner. If we're alone and not with other people, we will opt to never drink. But when we go on like group dates and stuff, or like we're out with friends, like we'll get wine if they're getting wine, or get drinks if they're getting drinks. But like when we're on our own, we don't drink. And that goes for at home too. You will never catch us curling up on the couch with a glass of wine. Like, we just like don't like drinking like that. It's either that we're drinking in a more party setting, like going out or like in a group dinner or something like that, or we're sober. Okay, so now let's go on to activities. Let's start off with the cooking class we took on our first full day in Florence. It was incredible. We were literally learning how to make pasta, tiramisu, bruschetta in the sky on this rooftop deck area overlooking the city of Florence. It was absolutely stunning. If you go to Florence, this is a must do. And this was about $65 a person. Total, it was $130.88. Honestly, for activities, we kind of just like walked around and like saw things and soaked in the city. Like, we went to like the Piazzale, I think it's called, Michelangelo, the big lookout point, and like that's free. We walked in front of the museum where David is. There was like a bunch of statues out there too. We're not huge museum people either. So we just walked around outside of that. We didn't do a lot of that stuff, so it was very free. We did go to the Gucci Garden though, which was $16 total for both of us. That was our only other activity. So total, we spent $146.88 on activities. So now our total Florence cost was $2,102.84. Lake Como was my favorite part of the honeymoon. It just felt so intimate and beautiful. Like, every single time we looked out the window, it was absolutely breathtaking. And there are a few places in the world where I have felt that. So we're gonna start off with transportation once again. Okay, so first we took a taxi from our hotel to the train station for 20 bucks. And then we took a train from Florence to Milan for $79 total. So 2 people, $79. Once we got to Milan, we had a private car pick us up. It was booked through our hotel, and we spent $235 on the private car, and that is inclusive of tip for the driver. During our trip, we did take the Lake Como ferry round trip to Leno and back to Bellagio, and that was $18 total for our ferry tickets for when we did that. And we also took another private car from Lake Como to Milan when we were leaving Lake Como, but I'm including that in the Milan section. So total, we spent $352 on transportation in Lake Como. Now let's talk hotel. It is one of the few 5-star hotels in Lake Como. We stayed at Villa Cerbellini. But let me show you this hotel room. This is just the living room. You walk in, ornate ceilings, little like seating area, very, very luxurious. This view, absolutely insane. Like, do you see this? We have our own like little private balcony area. Overlooks this gorgeous lake. Then we go into the bedroom area, and it's just the cutest little bed. Obviously, like, also like amazing views. Like, look at that. Look at that even more. And then this is the bathroom. And then a gorgeous, very like modern bathroom. I was obsessed with our hotel in Lake Como. We had a suite and it had its own like private balcony that had its own private exit that took you into like the gardens and everything like that, and like to the pool and whatnot, which was super romantic, super cool. And the service, the food, the ambiance, the amenities, like everything was incredible. Definitely my favorite hotel of the entire trip. Okay, so we spent 3 nights in Lake Como and the hotel was $1,722 a night. Total, we spent $5,166 on our hotel. We spent majority of our time at the hotel just like swimming and like relaxing by the pool. Okay, so now let's do food. Now let's do food for Lake Como. When we arrived, we went immediately to the pool pretty much, and I got some food and I think juice for $31. And then dinner that night, we went to probably the best meal of the entire trip. It was at Mistral, which is the Michelin star restaurant on site at Villa Cervellini, and that dinner was the best of all of Italy. It was truly remarkable. They had a tableside champagne risotto with like caviar on top, and like literally everything was just so yummy. And that dinner was $299. The next day, we had lunch at our hotel at their more casual restaurant for $61, and we also had dinner at that same restaurant that night for $72. We got some waters by the pool at some point for $12. The last day we were in Lake Como, we had lunch in Leno because we were visiting another villa, and that was $29.90. And then we had dinner at La Punta in Bellagio, which is like the restaurant at the tip of where the lake splits into two, which is why it's called La Punta, and that was $79.60. Total, we spent $584.50 on food. Now for activities, we did a private boat tour in Lake Como. This was booked through our hotel. The hotel has their own private boat dock and like skipper, I guess is the right word for that. I believe the boat tour was 2 hours, and that was $350. Also went and toured another villa on Lake Como. This villa was in Leno, and it's Villa Balbianello. It's famous for being in Star Wars and also being in a James Bond movie, as well as just having like a crazy rich history on its own. And tickets for that were $45.10. I know that doesn't sound like a lot of activities, but the rest of the time we were literally just like swimming and like chilling and like relaxing with each other. So total for activities, we spent $395.10. As for shopping, we really did very little shopping. We only had to buy some masks to go on the ferry, so $4 for masks is our only shopping expense. Total for Lake Como, we spent $6,501.60. Finally, we have hit the Milan section of the trip, which was really only like half a day. So we traveled from Lake Como to Milan in the morning, which is like an hour and a half, 2 hour drive. We had like a half day there from like lunch to dinner, and then the next morning we left to the airport to go on our flight. So we spent that entire like last day technically in the airport because our flight was like 3 or 4 p.m. that day. Anyway, so let's do transportation. The private car from Lake Como to Milan was $222, and that is inclusive of tip. During the day, we just walked around. We also took the metro in Milan, and we spent $8 on the metro this day. We had a taxi to dinner for $15 and then an Uber home after dinner for $24.40. The next day, we had a private driver from the hotel to the airport, and that cost of a private driver from your hotel to the airport and also from the airport to your home destination is included in your ticket price when you buy a business class Emirates ticket. So there was really no cost to the private driver from our Milan hotel to the airport. Also from the airport to our home in New York, So that is included in that ticket price, but we did tip the driver $10 in Milan, and I don't know what we tipped the driver in New York because we paid cash, so I'm sorry that's not included. So Asher's business class Emirates flight home from Milan to New York was actually only $101.30 because he had 65,000 miles on his credit cards miles. So that was his cost for his ticket, and then my ticket was $1,906.40 for my business class Emirates flight. So total, we spent $2,285 on transportation in Milan. Okay, so we are in Milan and at our final hotel of our honeymoon. So let's do a little hotel room tour. We did not do a suite for this one because we're only here for one night, and it just really so that we can get to the airport tomorrow. We have this little storage closet area in the front. And then here's the bathroom, sink, toilet, shower, waterfall shower. Me, hello. Very modern vibe here, as you guys can see. And then this is the bedroom. Chair, bed, very modern aesthetic. This random little day bed, not sure what that's for, but it's there. Coffee machine, TV, all that, desk, and then we have some city views of We stayed at Hotel Milano Verticale in Milan for only one night, and that was $443. Now, finally, food. We had lunch at some random restaurant. I think I have it listed maybe in my itinerary on Instagram. Again, these itineraries are linked below. That cost for lunch that one day in Milan was $37.10. Dinner at this gorgeous restaurant, I believe it's called Maestro, again, linked below. It was this rooftop restaurant right in the heart of Milan near the Duomo area. And that was $82.90 for that dinner. We got some waters in the metro when we were exploring for $1.20. And then I bought food at the airport for $15. I got McDonald's because honestly, McDonald's is usually pretty nut safe for me. And I was afraid to eat the food in the Emirates lounge because of my nut allergy. I'm so paranoid. I'm honestly just super careful. Asher ate the free food in the Emirates lounge. Well, I guess it's included in your ticket cost, but yeah. He ate that and I ate McDonald's. So total for food, we spent $136.20 in Milan. So our total Milan budget was $2,864.20. So now that we have literally broken down the entire trip by city, by category, it's time to tell you guys the total cost of the entire honeymoon. Our 10-day honeymoon in Italy cost $17,688.54. That is all. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment them. I hope you guys found this helpful. Thank you so much for watching.